I've got our 6-month-old cub out on display over in the far exhibit today, so if you haven't been through the exhibit on the bus already, if you do that, you'll hopefully be able to see her out and about. It's actually been quite a drought in between with our cheetah breeding. These boys were the last litter that we had raised back in 2004, and then it was almost 8 years before we actually had the single cub Cheetah born. And we're actually hand raising her as well. The reasoning behind that is because she's only a single cub. That's the main reason that we're doing that. Generally because cheetah average about 3 or 4 cubs in the litter. Their cubs actually need to stimulate milk production from their mum. And there's a lot of evidence to show that one cub just doesn't stimulate enough production. So the milk will dry up. And if the milk dries up and there's nothing for the cub to feed on, then it will eventually starve. So that was the main reason we took the little one to hand raise. And she is doing really well. She's very energetic, running around out there in the exhibit. And the other advantage out of that was actually giving her mum, Nicola, another chance to breed. So she actually cycled again about a month later, and she was mated. And she actually gave birth to 5 cubs a couple of months ago now as well. So she's raising them herself and doing a fantastic job with that. So we're keeping everything nice and quiet out there at the moment. They're becoming much more active every day. And hopefully, maybe in the next month or two, we'll be able to get them out of the display with her as well. But we'll wait and see what happens with all of that. But yeah, back to these 3 boys. As I said, because they were hand raised as well, and they've been here throughout their lives, we can actually use them as ambassador animals. So their main job is basically to help spread the word about cheetah conservation. So I'll say a little bit about that shortly. I might just see if I can get one of the boys' attention, and I'll show you a little bit more of the training that we can do with them. It is a great advantage being able to come in here with these animals like we can. We can usually show them off, show off the different aspects of the cheetah for these talks and for the behind the scenes tours that we do with them as well. And also it's a great advantage in doing a lot of vet checks and small vet procedures with them. With all of the other animals that we can't actually go in with, we would usually have to at least sedate them, if not completely knock them out, to do some of the things that we can do with these boys. So I'll see if we can get someone's attention, bring them out in the open here and show you a few things that we can do with them. Scary here. Here. Scary. Scacusa here. Here. Scacusa. Scacusa. Scacusa here. Here. Alright, so as you can see, we can actually do quite a bit with these guys. We can give them a good pat just about anywhere on their bodies. So we can actually feel for any kind of abnormalities, or if they have had a bit of a fight and they have any wounds on them, we can check those wounds and deal with them very easily as well. Especially this time of year when there's a lot of grass seeds around, we might potentially get problems with seeds being in their ears or in between their toes. As you just saw before, we can check their paws, check their dew claw in between their toes, and actually check their ears pretty easily as well. Have a good look there, get our fingers in there if we need to. And as you can see, there's not a lot of stress on the animals. We can actually take blood samples from them, we can take their temperature, take their pulse as well, and it's much easier to potentially sedate them or knock them out. Like that, it can be quite a common sight for cheetah as well. They do like to elevate themselves and get up high. They do have extremely good eyesight. see anywhere up to 5 kilometres away. They'll get up high and try to spot that prey, especially way up in the distance.